Hi everyone, sorry I've not made a video in a while. I've had this virus going about. If you may or may not be able to tell, this is just a video regarding my situation at the moment, and apologies to people I've offended in the past, and a little bit of an explanation on things. So to start, I may or may not have said, I think I did actually, that I've applied for an autism awareness course. I didn't hear back from them, but I emailed them and I got a reply back, but it's not the type of course that's really suitable for me. Basically, they've got an induction for it in November, on next week, between next week and November, I think. £20 you pay, but it's one of these courses you have to study from at home and do it all yourself, but basically I find it easier and I'm more suitable at learning in a classroom with other people, or one-to-one tuition where I've got help with it, basically. So that's not going to be suitable for me. Was supposed to be doing my maths assessments again on Monday. I don't know why they keep putting me forward for the maths assessment when I come out at entry 3, and because I've already got the level 1 certificate, they won't welcome me to refresh and to get my skills up for the level 2, but I don't see the point of that, to be honest. But I've had to delay that when being ill. Did go to the doctors and it's the virus going about, so yeah. Regarding my social care assessment, I'm still waiting to hear back on a couple of things on that. But my family, there is a couple of bits on there my family aren't happy with, but I need to have a word with people and try to get a couple of bits changed on that, really. Yep. I have been looking into possibly doing some more voluntary work and that. I've sent a couple of CVs out recently, and just waiting to hear back from them. Regarding the refund back from LNER about my secret mystery shop I've done, I've had a word with a charity for people with mental health disabilities and explained the situation and explained that I don't feel right taking the money, and they've said I was going to give, they said instead of giving them the money, just to buy some raffle prizes with that money for the Christmas raffle, and that way they'll be able to make more money for the club than just having the money straight there. So I'm going to do that. At least the money's going back into helping disabilities and back into a charity, so I'm pretty pleased that there is a positive outcome that's come from this. Yep, I have been ill, as I said, so things have basically taken a couple of steps back, but sometimes we've got to go backwards to go forwards. I am wanting to apologise to some people in that as well, and that's basically the situation is I've been single since all my life. I've been on dating sites since 16 or possibly 17, and I've been on dating sites. I have been on dating sites since then, to be honest. I've don't get that many replies, to be honest, on normal dating sites like POF, Free Dating, OkCupid, and that. I don't generally get many replies back, but if I do, if I do, it's generally abuse back. However, on the transgender dating sites and on websites specified for transgendered people, I do get replies back and I do get responses, and a couple of transgender people I may or may not have offended and upset. Yeah, the situation is, some of the people I've been talking to and that, I see myself in some people. I'm not transgendered, but I see some of their issues are similar to some of my issues, and I do get fixated, worried and attached to some people, and it does lead to me asking questions. Some people stop talking to me to do with the question asking, to be honest, but all my life I've found it easier, and how I communicate is by asking questions and that with people that I don't know, and I do get attached, and I do like generally message people what I get fixated on and attached. And I would like to apologise to quite a lot of people in possibly the County Durham area and Cleveland, like North East area of the United Kingdom, because there are some transgender people that I have talked to around this area and have got attached to people, and think one or two incidences I've been told off with the police about it, but just misunderstanding, because what had happened was I'd emailed a transgender lady and she got a bit upset with me, so to cover my own back I tried to email the police to cover my own back, but in doing so I kind of shot myself in the foot a bit, because the consequences rolled back onto me and I got told off with the police. So instead of trying to cover my own back, I just made things worse for myself. So yeah, what she got upset, I was upset with her about, I was talking to her, she looked for me on Twitter or something, and she noticed that we were talking alright, and she noticed that I liked that I was friends with a lot of transgender people on some of my social media. No, there was a couple of transgender people on Twitter, and she didn't want anyone knowing that she was transgendered. Basically, my Twitter, I'm not even on it anymore, I've deleted it, but basically she didn't want anyone knowing that she was transgendered, and she just seen that basically that I was out just to try and talk to transgender people or something. I can't remember how she worded it. She said that I just see transgender people or something. Well, and that's ridiculous, but I do find transgender people easier. I do find transgender people easier to talk to. I do find transgender people easier to talk to, and easier to communicate with in general, and I do get most replies and most responses back from transgender people. But she said that she didn't want anyone to know she was transgender, and because I was friends with transgender people, that she got offended by it, because she didn't want... She said it was only after... I can't remember how she worded it, but she basically said that I was after... was seeing transgender people or something. But a couple of things that really annoyed me and upset me about this was... One, I'm not saying any names or what area or anything, but one, if you don't want anyone knowing that you're transgendered, why have a TV show or TV crew following you and documenting you through some of your transition? Basically, with this, with one being on telly for what I've just said, you are quite frankly going to be getting people that have seen you on TV. You're going to get some people that have seen you on TV asking you questions about yourself and that, and you are going to get some nasty comments about being transgender, and that hasn't been nasty, but people that do go on TV and people that are in the media and that do get people coming up to them and knowing them for what they've been in the media for, and it can conflict and can contradict what you're trying to say. Basically, you don't want anyone knowing you're transgender, but you've been on a TV show, basically the national TV show that's covered the whole of the United Kingdom. Of course, you're going to get people knowing that you're transgendered and asking you questions. And another thing, I stopped talking to her she had blocked me on Facebook and social media and that, but I did also, a while after that, I can't remember if it was a couple of months or Yeah, I can't remember if it was a couple of months or possibly a year. I can't remember, but I see the same person on a transgender dating site. So I see the same person on a transgender dating site. Yeah. So that's just contradicting yourself again. You don't want the world to know that you're transgender, but then you're going on a transgender dating site what people can see throughout the whole world that you're transgender. So basically that's a bit contradictory as well. Yeah, so that's contradictory as well, so I did. Yeah, so I did see you on this transgender dating site, but I tried to message her. I know she told me to leave her alone, that, but I thought few months have cleared, and I did think that I should message her just to apologise and for upsetting her, basically. Quite frankly, she got a bit more upset about this, and she did say she was going to go to the police when I was just trying to apologise, basically. So they emailed the police. Just to try to cover me on back and explain the situation, and then I got into trouble for it. Just saying that. Then I got into trouble for contacting her, basically. Yeah, so like the problem with the police is you try to explain the situation, but they won't see things from your point of view. If people have put a complaint in about you, then they see things from the other person's point of view, but not your point of view. So yeah, so try to cover me on back, but I'm sorry about this situation. As I said, I'm not saying any names or what the program was or what the full content of the program was, but basically, I just think everything she said was contradictory. I do understand where she was coming from getting a bit upset and that, because I did upset her and I did see her on another website for a couple of months, but then I did message her. I can't remember if it was about a year or possibly, I can't remember, but yeah, I did message, as I said, I know I shouldn't have messaged her, but I don't like conflict and upsetting people. That's the problem with me. And I do, instead of letting things go on, that sometimes I do try to apologise, and then I just end up getting into arguments with people and upsetting people even more than I already have, when basically I should have left it. But as I said, I don't like conflict and upsetting people. Yep, and that's the problem with me. I don't know why some people don't like me. Basically, or why I'm single at the moment. As I say, I have been on dating sites since about 16 or 17, but yeah, nothing's working. I'm possibly one of the most genuine, honest guys that you can know out there. Basically, on my profile's genuine. Yeah, I'm going to include my profile into the description. Put my new one, not my old one. yeah. But as I said, I'm a decent guy. I put others first. I try to always help people. Yeah. There was one time I had an incident. I was out, and I just said to this bloke, "Excuse me, do you know anything? Do you know the way to the bus station?" He just shouted at me and said, "I don't have fucking anything right." And there was another time I was walking through the subway in the town centre. Can't even remember where I'd been. There was this lad. Was riding his bike like twat through the subway and came off it. Said I'd made him fall off. I didn't even touch him, to be honest. I think I was walking with my headphones in, to be honest, and I went up to see if he was alright, and he said if I do it again he's going to beat me up and that, and start swearing. Didn't even touch him. And basically, there have been a couple of incidences as well. One incident where I was stopped in the town centre by the police, and people on the bus were giving me funny looks, and there was one fellow that kept saying "don't want to know," and all I was doing was running for the bus, because in our town centre we don't have a bus station or anything, but there are two bus stops in the town centre, so I'd missed the bus at one stop, so I thought I'd run like mad through the town centre to get at the bus at the other end of town. So I thought I'd run through the bus through the other end of town to try to jump on this other bus, and then they had the police chasing me, asking me what was in my bag, where I'd been earlier that day, where I just came from and that, and they did a full criminal record checking me on the radio, but I'm full CRB clean anyway, so nothing wrong there. But I had a Morrison's bag. It was empty. Nothing in it, because what had happened was I was at the doctor's in the morning, and I'd was the training centre I was at. I was doing some construction stuff and that in the afternoon, or when I got back. So I had my overalls in that, because I didn't put my overalls in that in it, and I didn't want to wear the overalls at the doctor's, and then I left the overalls at the training centre that night, and I took my the empty bag home, because it was a lifestyle shopping bag from Morrison's or something from what my parents had. So I did that. Also, trying to socialise and that. I don't know why. Generally, people don't like me. Training courses and that. People like are friends with each other, try to try to get along, socialise, but when I try to talk, like, when I try to talk to people and that, it's frowned upon. Yeah, there was one dinner time. At one of my training centres I was at. Everyone was talking that, and I started talking, just like joining conversation, and one of the lads said, "Can you be quiet? I don't really like you that much." And then there was situations where at these training centres people used to add each other on social media. I had people on my social media from the training centres and that, and then I get told off, criticised about it. All I want to do is make new friends at the end of the day, but I generally don't honestly know why people don't like me. I don't know if it's because people can see that I'm different or I've got a disability, but generally people don't like me. There was one training class I was on, there was this lad, I said something to him once, he totally misinterpreted what I said. In fact, I think he took what I said as something totally different, because I said a couple of times, I said to him once, I think I saw you this morning riding a bike. He thought I said, I thought I saw you this afternoon. He thought I said, I thought you saw you this. He thought I said, I thought I saw you having a can. I don't even know how. Having a can and riding a bike sound similar, but there's a couple of times I wanted to smash my face in him when he misinterpreted what I said. Generally, doing courses and that, I don't get on with people. It's sad though, because I do really want a partner, and I do want to basically settle down and have a relationship, and move out with my parents and have a job at the end of the day, of some voluntary work. But I have been, as I said, I have had situations in the past where, like, through trying to be nice and trying to apologise to people, that I have ended up in trouble with the police. Basically, I can remember once I had a paper round. I had a couple of incidences with that. One fella stopped me delivering papers because he kept saying I was trying to break the gate. He kept saying that I broke the gate when the gate was faulty anyway, apparently, and it was coming off anyway, and when the gate was falling off anyway. So yeah, and there was this other incident. There was one week where it was raining. It was the free paper. This fella must have been waiting for me in the window or something all week, because he got out, started shouting at me, saying his paper was wet from the week before when it had been heavily raining. And I was out for about 2-3 hours, maybe longer, delivering papers and that. And he said everyone in the street got a wet paper. So I think he wanted to put a complaint in. I don't know if he actually did put a complaint in or not, but the paper was wet. And I don't know why I didn't throw it out, why I just had to complain to me about it. When it had been raining and that. And basically, if it's raining, of course the papers are going to get wet. I can't help that. What about me that has to walk in the rain? You don't care about me, do you? As long as your paper's okay. But I had another incident. Someone had put a complaint in regarding the paper round. For setting fire in the newspaper on someone's drive, putting it out with my foot and then posting it through the letterbox. We went to the people's house in question. They didn't have a clue what it was, what they were on about, so basically I had that. Yeah, just don't know why why you do end up upsetting people in that. There's another incident on, was it Facebook or Instagram or something? There was someone I was following and they got upset about it, so I emailed friends and family just asking if she was okay. And basically one of the family was a 15-year-old sister. I didn't even realise this, but she messaged me saying she was a 15-year-old girl and started, and this lass is his sister now, bog off or something. When I just wanted to know if this one was okay, because I was just a bit upset about her. So as soon as I realised that it was a sister and she was 15 or something, and that because of me not wanting to upset people or get put on a certain register where it'll affect your score for life. I did actually block this lass, but also in doing so, that I did generally block her, but I don't honestly know how this had happened, because I had blocked her, but then again, after I'd blocked her a couple of weeks or a couple of months later, I got a message back from the lass. So I blocked her again, but I don't honestly know how she could have actually messaged me again when I had actually generally 100% blocked her. Yeah, as I said, there are incidences where I get fixated on people and I get worried. Some people I don't even know. There was also situation, not really a bad thing or anything, but yeah, I think she was a bit upset about it, or a bit confused. There was another woman I was talking to, transgender. She was in my transsexual summer, Drew Ashling Cunningham. Sorry, it's just a bit cold and I've still got that virus. Yes. Drew Ashling Cunningham, I talked to her a bit, and she was a bit confused in that I seem to know a bit more about than a boyfriend or than some of her friends, but this is regarding to the other situation at the very beginning of this email. Because you've been on TV and I've seen the TV show you were at, and other people have as well. You are gonna get people messaging you about being on the TV show and asking you questions. And it's the same with posting stuff on social media. And you need to be careful what you can put on social media, because as I said about a couple of incidences on here, that I have talked to people through the media and they're a bit concerned about the fact that I know so much about them. If you're not careful with your social media and this has happened to me, people can steal your pictures and and they can actually know a lot more information, professionals can actually find out a lot more information if they know where they're looking, and that find out a lot more information than I found about you, and basically they can make a whole profile and basically like make a fake profile and people can actually believe it's true. I've had a couple of situations with this where family have had emails about me, from me or something, and it was a fake account or something. And I was speaking to this regarding fake accounts, and that I have had hate sites made about me by someone in America, and they won't take it down. And the police can't do anything. I think they're going to get stricter on tougher online behaviour and that, but they say once your picture's out there, it's out there to be seen, so. Yeah, so. I've had my picture stolen that, and there was this woman I was talking to once on a website. She said she was transgendered and naming that, and from Darligton that knew everything about her. They knew everything about this person that, but it turns out that the person is from Darligton, but she isn't called Natalie like it said in that, like it said on that account. And she's not transgendered, but all the information on her profile did look like it was this lass's profile, but the lass whose profile it does belong to my cousin Nora and that as well. So if you, as I've been saying in this video, if you don't want anyone to know that you're transgendered or get worried that people are asking you questions about yourself or messaging you about questions like yourself because you've been on a TV show and that. If you have been on a TV show and that, you are going to get people coming up to you, talking to you, and that about these things. So, at the end of the day, if you don't want anyone known, and because you've put it out there, yeah, because you've put it out there, then it's not me that's at fault. It's not me that's really at fault. Basically, it's you have to take some of the responsibility yourself. With a hate site, and people stealing my pictures and that, I do have to take some of the responsibility for that myself, because at the time, the security and that on my Facebook and some other social media and that now, and that I was on at the time, my security wasn't 100%. I think it was on the minimum it could be. So basically, anyone could pretend to be me, so to speak. And I did get people messaging me about these hate sites, because I was talking to someone once, they googled my name, and I think she said, "Oh my God, you're a freak," and that, because I've been posting on because of these hate sites. But at the end of the day, because of the way I was with security and that in general, I have to hold my hands up and take some of the responsibility for that. And basically, now, every few months or so, some of the dating sites I'm on that, I delete an account and I create a new account quite regular. But I think because some companies have got wise to it. I know plenty of fish. Their offices in Canada, and I've tried. I know once I was supposed to have a ban with them a while back, a life ban, but it took me months to get that sorted out because I've been messaging them and that, and said because you delete an account, create an account. Yeah, I've been banned from that. Really, you've been banned as being a fake profile, and that when I try to email them and explain that I've had multiple accounts because I've had certain situations happening to me in the past. Basically, And I think Tinder, I'm banned off that I think. I'm banned on Tinder, but I think that's for the similar reason. I've tried contacting Tinder and Facebook and the people that own and run that, but not being able to get that one lifted. Yep. Also, because I am desperate to find love, I have been posting on places I shouldn't, like buy and sell groups on Facebook, Gumtree and Spark. I have been thinking about doing it on eBay, but I'm really not 100% sure on that one yet. I'm really not 100% sure on that one yet. I just really want to see how things work with this. I have had messages off people on eBay, a lot off Facebook and that, giving me a bit of abuse. But at the end of the day, whatever you post online and whatever forum you're on, people, like with it being the internet, someone's always going to have a negative comment or negative criticism to what you're doing, basically. People are going to have negative comments and negative criticism, and people are going to bully you online. So you just need to be made aware of that. I have had people messaging me saying that why don't I join a dating group, like a normal dating site, but end of the day, normal dating sites aren't working, so you've got to try something new and something different to basically progress on forward with your life. A Spicy 110 has said in one of his videos, what doesn't work, you don't try the same thing over and over again, but you try it again in a different way. So that's what I'm trying to do. Try things again in a different way, to basically try something new, stand out from the crowd, and that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, it does hurt me not having many friends. But at the end of the day, if people don't like me, then it's not my fault. It's not me that's got the problem, basically, it's them. But it does hurt me in that a couple of times not having many friends and that, because I do want to be out dating, I do want to go places and that and be more independent. And if I did have a relationship with someone, that I could be more independent because we could go out on trips together and that kind of thing. Yeah, so So basically, these videos are 100% honest in that. And it's just frustrating that my life is the way it is. I have applied for a couple of dating shows recently. The Undateables. I've had a phone call back about that. I've applied for this one where they go around your house and they look at your house first before they meet you. Dinner date. Take me out, dating in the countryside or something like that. It's one in the BBC, but don't live in the country anyway. And basically, and first dates, I don't know if I said that, and undressed. So I have got a couple of things in the pipeline. What I'm not mentioning, what I'm not taking too much into consideration, because if you think, great, it's going to happen, you're setting yourself up for a fall, because if you've got your confidence way up here that things are going to happen and it doesn't, your confidence shoots really down. If you set yourself up for a fall all the time, basically I found out that it's like the old saying, isn't it? The higher you jump, the further you fall. So if your confidence is low anyway and you don't think it's going to be happening, the disappointment doesn't seem as bad. However, on the other side is, if you've convinced yourself you're going to fail and you pass, or you achieve your goal or achieve what you set out to achieve, basically it is worth and it does mean more to you, and it does mean more to you, basically. Yep. Also, as I've said possibly many a time in that, and possibly many a time, and possibly in my very first video I made, I'm not sure, but I am attracted to transgendered women, and I wouldn't mind dating someone that's transgendered. As I've said, I do talk to transgendered individuals and that online on dating sites more than cis women. I am open to dating cis women, but most of the replies, most of the responses I get back from are from transgendered women, and I do seem to have a bit more in common. And I do admire what they've gone through, because It can't be hard. It can't be easy, sorry. Having a medical condition, it's similar for me, but for different reasons. It can't be hard for a medical condition where the way you're born, where society is telling you you're born one way, you have to stay by these rules, but you've got that medical condition saying, but you've got a medical condition where you need to fight and challenge society in that, so to speak. It's a bit similar to me, really, because I'm born one way. I think certain ways. And society is saying that I can't be this person, but this is the meaning of the channel. Be who you are, fight for your dreams, and prove people wrong. So basically, I'm just being me at the end of the day, and I am sorry that I've offended many people in that, and I don't know why many people hate me or get upset by me and that, but basically I don't like conflict. Yeah, don't like conflict, and I don't like upsetting people. And sometimes when I try to resolve this conflict, it does make things a bit worse and a bit more upsetting for people. At the end of the day, I am who I am, and some of it's my fault, because some of it's my fault for the stuff that I've done, in the past regarding my security and regarding what I post online, but some of it is that were individual preferences and individual personalities that don't quite get along so well. In a more positive way, the garage I do go to, I have had, in a more positive way, I have had some good experiences. A couple of years ago, 2016, I'd been emailing about my interest in motorsports and Croft circuit. It's Croft village. It's a village in Yorkshire, but it's only a couple of miles from Darligton. Basically, it's in the outskirts. They had Darligton Motor Racing Group on there, doing a Battle of Britain event on there once in August. Possibly yeah, 2016 I think it was, and I do have to thank them as well, because they I've shared them when we showed me interest in motorsports and motor racing. They offered to take me in and show me around and how everything works basically, and I had a day with them. I think I was there 10 hours. Yeah, I think I was there 10 hours with them, so that was a good day out, basically. And I didn't realise this at the time, but people have said I've done this in the right order. I had the local meet first, and I didn't realise after the time that when I got the British Grand Prix, a year later, or possibly just under a year later, that I'd get into the F1 paddock and have a similar thing with Mercedes-Benz. So that had happened. Mercedes-Benz normally say no. Said they get thousands and thousands of emails per year. And they normally say no to that. So basically Mercedes-Benz have said yes on this occasion, and they let me and my dad in. Met Nicky Lauder, and we had I had a cup of tea. My dad had a bottle of Coke, I think. So Lewis Hamilton was there, but in the garage and that, and we weren't allowed to talk to him. And yeah, and I have had some experiences with Virgin Media where they've taken me out with engineers, show me around how things work and that, and also I have had basically I have had other companies working with me in different ways, like Halfords have given me a reversing camera for the car out of a gesture of goodwill, so I am appreciative of Halfords, and Mercedes-Benz do keep sending me stuff out for free, so I'm appreciative of Mercedes-Benz, and I do have Bradley Lord from Mercedes-Benz to thank in I do have Bradley Lord to thank within the team for that, and I do have an excellent mechanic as well. He's called Peter, and he always seems to be okay with me, and he is patient and understanding. We do have a laugh together. So Peter, SNC on Albert Hill behind Darligton Timber, they've got 2 units now. One of the units has moved to a smaller unit, but both units are still in the same area, so to speak. So I've got that, and basically I am sorry if this video seemed a little down. I am just a bit frustrated that I do upset people, and not many people really like them. Not many people like me, and I don't have many friends. But at the end of the day, I've had opportunities what most people can only dream of, and it does upset. What really upsets me is, how come I can get some opportunities that people dream of, but I can't get the opportunities what people find really easy to get? So basically, yeah, it's been a long video, and hope you all have a brilliant weekend and a brilliant Halloween coming up, and sorry that the videos have been a little short, as I have stated at the beginning of this video, and you may or may not be able to tell, I have been a bit ill and I have had this virus going about. So basically, yeah, sorry this video's over an hour long, but we're not having a video for a while. Just wanted to get a few things off my chest, and thank you and goodbye.